I used to tell people I ran on 4 hours of sleep like it was a badge of honor. I said it in meetings, I said it to my wife, I said it to myself in the mirror at 5 a.m., getting ready to do it all again. Nobody warned me that bragging about exhaustion is just grief wearing a suit and tie. This is a letter for the men measuring their worth in hours logged instead of a life actually lived. Somewhere along the way, the job stopped being something I did and started being the entire answer to who I was. Ask me at a party what I do, and I'd light up. Ask me what I actually cared about outside of it, and I'd have to think for an uncomfortably long moment before answering. That's not ambition. That's a slow substitution, trading an actual identity for a job title. One late night and one skipped dinner at a time, until there was almost nothing left underneath the title to introduce. The phone buzzed at dinner, it buzzed on vacation, it buzzed at 11 p.m. while my kid was trying to tell me about her day, and I nodded along while actually reading an email in my head. There's a specific kind of storm that comes from never fully being anywhere, physically present at the table, mentally still at the desk, permanently half checked out of the actual life happening in front of me. I told myself this was temporary, a busy season. It had been a busy season for 4 straight years. The mind can rationalize almost anything. The body eventually stops cooperating with the story. The tension headaches that became weekly, then daily. The stomach that stopped handling food the way it used to. The night I sat in my car in the parking garage, chest tight, genuinely unsure for a few terrifying minutes whether it was a panic attack or something worse. That night in the parking garage is the moment every man in this position eventually has, in one form or another. The moment the body sends an invoice for everything the mind's been ignoring, and there's no more pretending the bill isn't real. Somewhere, I absorbed the idea that how tired I looked was proof of how much I mattered. That the man who left last, answered fastest, and slept least was obviously the most essential one in the room. That's not true, and it's a dangerous lie, specifically because it flatters you while it's killing you. Companies do not, in fact, reliably reward the most exhausted man in the building. They reward results, and burned out men produce declining results dressed up as heroic effort, right up until they produce no results at all because they've collapsed entirely. Exhaustion isn't a KPI. Somewhere along the way, I'd started treating it like one. There's a specific realization that hits hard once you finally sit still long enough to have it. The job was never going to love you back the way you were loving it. It doesn't remember your loyalty during layoffs. It doesn't care about the birthdays you missed once your role gets restructured. It is, at the end of the day, a transactional relationship you'd been treating like a marriage, pouring everything in, one-sided, and calling the imbalance dedication. That realization isn't cynicism, it's clarity. And clarity is the first ingredient of actually changing anything. If this is landing, hit subscribe, because the discipline of actually fixing this is harder than the burnout itself, and I want you to hear exactly how it's done. Fixing this isn't quitting your job in a dramatic blaze of clarity. It's smaller, slower, and far less cinematic than that. It's the phone going in a drawer during dinner, every single night, even the ones where something feels urgent enough to justify checking. It's the calendar block that says unavailable and actually means it. It's the uncomfortable conversation with a manager about what's sustainable, delivered calmly instead of as a resignation threat. This is discipline in its least glamorous form. Not working harder, but holding a boundary that everything around you, including your own habits, will keep testing. For years, success meant the next title, the next raise, the next visible marker that proved the sacrifice had been worth it. I had to redefine it, deliberately, into something that actually included the life I was sacrificing to get there. Success that costs you the ability to be present for your own family isn't success. It's a trade you didn't fully read the terms of before signing. The new definition is less impressive on paper and more sustainable in practice. Doing excellent work inside boundaries that leave enough of you left over for the people who actually love you, not just the ones who employ you. My kids didn't need me to be the most exhausted man at the company. They needed me at the table, actually present, actually listening, more than they needed whatever the extra 2 hours at the office were producing. My wife didn't need a husband who provided everything except his attention. She needed a partner who was actually in the relationship, not just funding it from a distance while physically occupying the same house. I'd been so focused on providing that I nearly missed the fact that presence was the thing they actually needed most, and it was the one thing money couldn't substitute for. The man on the other side of this burnout isn't less driven. He's driven differently, toward a life that includes the job instead of one entirely consumed by it. He still works hard, he still cares about doing good work, but he's learned to close the laptop at a set time and mean it. To be fully at the dinner table instead of half there. To measure a good week by more than just hours logged and emails answered. That recalibration took longer than the burnout did to build. It was worth every uncomfortable boundary it took to get there. So tonight, put the phone in the drawer at dinner. Just tonight. And then again tomorrow, until it's not a decision anymore, but simply how you live. Stop bragging about how little you sleep. It was never a badge of honor. It was a warning sign wearing one. The job was never going to love you back the way you were loving it. That's not an insult to the job. It's just the truth about what it actually is. Build a life the job fits inside of, not a job that everything else has to fit around. Elias.